George Categoritis, Elizabeth.
And me again. And George spoke at this freeholder meeting regarding
December 15th.
Something like that. Education and Health Centers of America got a contract for $5.8 million. Now that would seem like, you know, they're teaching people stuff, but this is a prison. This is a private prison called Delaney Hall in Newark, run by, well, owned by the profits. There's this guy Palatucci. There's another Democrat guy who I'll figure out. I'll put it underneath. And they have this deal with the state where the state's supposed to reimburse the county for these prisoners that they send over there. And it's just a way to get campaign contributions, because this guy Palatucci and these other guy, the other guy who runs it, are major donors to the parties, both parties. So that's the way it works. But sending someone to Delaney Hall is not the best thing, as George said. This is George at the freeholder meeting.
Chairman, you're about George Categoritis from Elizabeth. Making reference to Resolution 10161. It's disparaging, ladies and gentlemen, when modern-day concentration camps are labeled Education and Health Centers of America. And I'm speaking of Delaney Hall and respectively so Logan Hall. And to profit on our fellows that are being incarcerated, it's un-American, to say the least, unethical. The term comprehensive inmate substance abuse treatment / residential correction facilities are guys for profit. These two institutions are privately owned and they're geared for profit. Are you aware of the case a couple of months ago, if not 6 months ago, when a gentleman was sent to Delaney Hall for ticket violations and he was murdered over a couple of cigarettes? That was about 6 months ago. He was killed by a couple other inmates over there for a couple of cigarettes that he had on him. Most people that go to Delaney Hall and Logan Hall through Union County Jail, they go there so they can smoke cigarettes and wear their own clothes. I think I've said enough. I think I've made my point that these are for-profit places that are unsafe. I don't think they're residential. I think the setting is correctional type of setting, but they don't have the supervision that Union County Jail does. In Union County Jail, we have officers that supervise the inmates. The inmates in these two places are unsupervised, and this was an issue with the case of the gentleman that was killed. So, having said this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not for these alternatives to incarceration as they are referred to.
Okay. And you want to expand on what you said?
Right.
Well, yes, Delaney Hall has no therapeutic value for such things as drugs and drug counseling.
Rehabilitation?
Yeah, it has no. It's not supervised the way Union County Jail is, and the people that go there are subject to the ills of fellow criminals and what have you. As a matter of fact, I did mention that a guy was killed for 3 cigarettes.
Right.
Yeah,
but I didn't see that in the paper. Was that?
That was about 7-8 months.
Yeah, but I thought someone died there years ago. And, that's why they were Delaney. These guys, education and health centers, they wanted to put in. They wanted an immigration service or a lockdown, whatever, in Essex County, and they were the only bidders. And there was this thing about, well, doesn't anybody else want to bid? And so they put it out for bid again, and they turned out they were also, again, the only bidders. So they're really connected, and they make a ton of money. But Delaney Hall itself, I mean, how long were you inside?
I was in there for a week. I got thrown out because I was in a fight. So. And a fight that was. It's such a place that there's a lot of fighting going on, and it's just an.
Where do you go after Delaney Hall, though?
Well, if you're thrown out, you're sent back in jail.
Oh, back to Union County Jail?
Yeah.
Oh, so Delaney Hall is supposed to be better, like a vacation.
Well, people go to Delaney Hall so they can smoke cigarettes and wear their own clothes. So that's the reason that some people choose to go there. But now, it seems that judges send people there.
Oh, you can choose to go there?
It used to be like that. It used to be that you can choose, and you still can. And a lot of guys in jail, they just want to go there because you're not locked down all the time and you get to walk around.
You have to be eligible.
But you have to be eligible. But it seems though that now they're sending people there by force, personally.
Oh, because they need a certain amount. They're going to spend $5.8 million. So if they don't send prisoners over there, how are they going to be able to charge this much? So they've got to have some kind of deal where they work together, and you know how many people are going to come over and how many you need.
And there's no doubt that our judges know of these things. So when they send somebody there, when they mandate somebody there, they must know of the things that you speak of, that there is a quota to meet, and that there are this interest. Certainly they're not ignorant to it.
Yeah, because at this meeting, they gave a presentation that lasted quite a while. It was like half an hour, and it went on and on about how they were going to cut the inmate population in Union County. I really would. I didn't record it, and I didn't record it either. It just went. But that's one way they can do it. They could send people to Delaney Hall.
You want me to talk about that? I kind of paid attention.
Okay. Here is Bruce after this quick cut after he turns off the camera.
Yeah, this is Bruce Patterson. There was a presentation by a lady. I think her name was Marie Van Nostrand. I don't know what program she's out of, but Director Riordan of the county lockup. He's the director of the county lockup. He had a mission to undertake a study about inmate population and possibly the problems that we're encountering, only because the number of inmates are bumping up the total capacity, and therefore they have to send these 100 prisoners to Delaney Hall and Logan Hall. So Ms. Logan actually came out with this study about why, I guess it was, why do we have this many prisoners in the county lockup for this size county? And in addition, how come if the number of prisoners, I think they said the number of prisoners actually went down 23%, and the number of people coming in,
yes.
But it turns out what the major problem is that was uncovered was that the prisoners are having a delay in processing, and it's up to 55 days the processing is going on before they get processed by the court system. And so the study came out, said the normal county similar to ours is really half that. And then they used Camden.
And also delays in sentencing. Somebody might stay in there for 7 months until they're sentenced.
Yeah, they blame the judicial system, they blame the prosecutors, they blame the attorneys.
There's another thing though that they didn't mention: illegal immigrants. Yes, there are cases when illegal immigrants are held in Union County Jail for.
And that affects the population.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Immigration, when they lock them up, that's right. They're there forever. Yeah. So anyway, so that was the problem. The study came out. They're going to use the same remediation as the Camden County Jail, where they said Camden had about 1,800 prisoners, and then in 5 years they're down to like 1,200 by way of expediting processing. And the interesting part was, Camden, they were saying, was the processing was even quicker back then than what the county has now. So, I mean, it sounds hopeful. If you process the the prisoners faster. Obviously, there'll be some kind of savings. There'll be less prisoners in jail, less food being eaten, possibly closing a wing, he said.
But Bruce, to begin with, maybe the problem is that some people just shouldn't be in jail in the first place. When it's like simple things like simple possession, when it's a ticket violation, maybe to begin with, these people shouldn't be in jail for this trespasses, and maybe that's the root of the...
And that could be the problem, that's right. These people, I guess for trespassing, I don't know the severity of crimes too much, but trespassing may be a minor thing, and yet they end up sitting in jail for 2 months before they actually get processed and released to custody or whatever that is. So there's a problem there with the county lockup. They're trying to address it. I was at the freeholder meeting at the presentation, so was George. And afterwards in the public speaking session, I actually commended him because this is actually one of the purposes of government is to review review the penal system, try to expedite prisoners if it's minor crimes, to release them faster, and not burden the taxpayer with all these unnecessary costs. So this was a true purpose of the county, and I agree with them. And Riordan said there were 3 phases. Van Nostrand mentioned 3 phases. Phase 1 and 2 has this one-time cost. Wonderful. They didn't quantify what the dollars were, but I'm sure it's a big number. But if this is going to actually reap a special return on a yearly basis, hopefully payback will be over a couple of years, and from then on it'll be advantageous to the taxpayers. So, George, anything else?
Well, should our founding fathers be around today, this day, and take a look at our legal criminal system, I think this is not what they had envisioned for the United States of America.
Well, that's an interesting point. So, but God bless America anyway. No matter what kind of system's in place, we have the best system in the world.
Well, yes, we do.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.